Yeah. Okay, our spring showcases of our projects, and we're going to begin with.
Hi. Am I supposed to say my name or something?
Jacob, yes. Your name. Do you know your name? Yes.
I am Groot.
Okay, here we go.
For my project, I learned coding in C and C++ using the application Xcode. My project plan was to find a way to learn basic coding because it's a possible career path I've been looking into. And so I was doing this to see if I liked it enough to actually go to college for it. Problems I had was that I was going off of the MIT 4-week project they had set up. I got about 2 weeks in total because there's a lot of problems I faced. Mostly, they had a PowerPoint online that the professors and such would use to help go off of their lessons. So without an actual lecture to go with it, it was very confusing. Jake, what? Shh. My end goal was not to actually finish the project entirely, but to get a handle of it and see if I liked it enough to go into a career path for it. It's not going. I did a video of me doing the entire Hello World code thing. If it would play for me.
Space.
It's playing! I won't show it off because it's about 5 minutes of just nothing sound. But this was done in basic C, and it's just the overall basic first lesson Hello World thing. Being at the end of the project, like I said, my overall plan wasn't to finish the 4-week course, but to get a hand on the coding work. I did get into the C++ a little bit, understand that's an extension of C. So if you could get a hold of C, you can start learning C++ along with it. And I enjoyed it, what I could understand. If I would do it again, I would easily find a lesson that has someone telling me how to start and what everything means, and just have someone that can help me go along with it and understand the notes. But questions?
No.
No, cool.
All right.
Wait, I got a question.
What?
Did you enjoy your time coding?
I actually did. I had a lot of fun doing it when I understood what I was doing. Lawrence,
Did you make something?
I made the Hello World. What is that? I ran the program and I said, I was supposed to say Hello World, the thing of just the system of Xcode I was bringing on, just said it was successful. Unlike your only app, it pops up with Hello World.
Okay. Red Savage gets the A for clapping there because he was the best and most enthusiastic.
That was me.
No,
That was Roger.
Seth, you suck. So I'm just going to say that.
My
Veronica.
mom gets mad at me when I clap. She says it hurts her ears.
Hurts her ears?
Question.
I love your mom.
How much do these headphones cost?
Those, they were about $20,
Yeah,
$25.
$25?
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
They weren't bad. I bought them for their about 2
Could I
years
get
ago.
them with shorter cords?
I don't know. They came with the 6
See,
foot.
I are like way too long.
But that's what's
without
nice
warm
about
floor.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just look them up in audio. Just look up the brand. You'll find them.
That is kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a nature. I created a nature-inspired design in Photoshop. I think that I followed my plan pretty well, and I was learning new things, so I gave myself time to learn it before I just started on the project. And I think I used my time pretty well. This is what I created. I used Photoshop 6, and I used it before for like typography and stuff, but nothing for like. I started this by using my friend Kaylee's a picture of her, and I had to isolate her. And you always have to find a picture that will go well with it, so you could just find like a lighting. I had to isolate Kaylee from the background, and I used the pen tool to do it. And so you just kind of use the pen tool to follow the contours of the body, and then close the path. And then after you close the path, you have to hold the control key and make a selection, and then choose inverse, and then delete the background instead of what you actually traced. And this is the cutout of Kaylee. So I created a new document, first document, and then I put a color overlay, and I dragged Kaylee into the document. And this is I made Kaylee bigger so he took up like most of the document. And then I opened the tree roots and cropped it so that I only needed part of the picture that I needed. And then I masked the layer on top of the picture of Kaylee. And then I erased the pictures I didn't, and then I warped the tree roots so that it like followed the way her body was going. And this is an example of the cloud. And I had to erase her legs because they were showing through the bottom. And then I used the lasso tool to make the vine go around her and follow her body to make it look like the tree is like taking her or something like that. And you can see the vine across her chest and her arm, and also the one by her hip. And then I continued using strategies like that to add to the project. And then I started on the grass, so I created another layer above or both behind the tree. And then I painted on that. And you have to make sure that the grass coloring is realistic. And then I added a background, and I with a strong sky background. And I added like a gradient layer to make the edges lighter. And there's all the layers that I ended up with. And here I just kind of turned off the layers and added onto it so you can see the difference.
Nice.
Overview of the entire project. I learned a lot from this project. I didn't know how to use the tools before I started it, so now I have a better understanding of the tools for Photoshop. And that's my project.
Nice. Thank you. Some of you are gifted.
Some more than
Wow.
Some more than others. So at the end. I'll just stare at Seth and see if we can make him uncomfortable. Can you feel our eyes?
I don't get too nervous.
You're nervous.
Not anymore. He probably doesn't.
Bigger time.
Okay, we're ready for you, sir.
There we go.
But are you ready for us?
Kind of. Well, at least you saw it. Well, I didn't make a PowerPoint. It's too hard to show everything. Because if I make a PowerPoint, then I'm jumping from the PowerPoint out of the PowerPoint and then back in it all the time. So I just decided that. Okay, so to start off, I took my mowing website that I made for my Imagine project and took it a step further. It wasn't very mobile friendly to start off with when I made, so that was pretty much the goal of my whole project, was to make it mobile friendly. So just to go ahead and move on to after that.
Thank you.
That's what it is. Master of Technology used, mainly for my project, I used Dreamweaver again to use FileZilla for uploading my files from my computer to the server. I'll get into more detail of that. More details of that in a moment. But I'm gonna go ahead and just go to the project plan review and showcase my project. Project plan review, there is no project plan. Got looked over. This project was pretty hard for me. One, I didn't know what I was doing very well. I haven't done much with mobile stuff. And two, spring is like the worst time of the year for me. Doing school mowing and tennis. I don't get home till like 9 o'clock every night. So I had a hard time finding time to work on this. So it kind of got put off until the end. Procrastination. So anyway, but I guess procrastination, it paid off then, but it didn't pay off later. Going against my motto. Go ahead and showcase my project. Here's my new version, I guess you'd say. I made a few changes. I made a few changes on the desktop version as well. I used to have this, I don't know, stupid sidebar over here. I decided to take that out. It was kind of dorky. So I took that out. And so I polished it up a little bit. Not much on the desktop side. I wish I could show you on mobile, but I don't have a way to show you on mobile up on the projectors. I guess I'll have to skip that now. I'll go ahead and
Apple TV.
I don't have an iPhone. Better than that.
Loser.
Roku.
Oh yeah, Roku.
I guess we can do that. I can do that at the end if someone wants to do that. Really bad. Go on to how I made it. Pretty much, like I said, it kind of got put off to the end. Everything that I started off with ended up being scrapped. And so I pretty much did it all at the end because I didn't like what I started at the beginning. I had, like I said, I had troubles making, like, I guess you'd say, a true mobile site. Like the one, like, it's really not a finished product right now. It's just pretty much manageable on a mobile phone, but it's really not just super great. But it's better than it was to where it was hardly even usable on a phone at all. And when I first started off on my venture, I found websites such as like Duo Mobile that just allows you to type in your URL and it'll give you a mobile site. And I thought that was all great until it was like $8 a month. And I don't know, over $100 a year for a dinky little mobile site. So I hope to make a menu bar like this for the mobile device. But again, I just kind of ran out of time and wasn't able to pull that off, especially since I don't know much about what media queries such as this. You put it in the code, and you put it in the code, and then the phone will read it. That if your media screen is a max width of 481 pixels, if it's smaller than that, well, then it will know that instead of making two sidebars, it will know to stack them on top of each other. Then, if your device is smaller than that width there, and that type of thing. And that would the same thing would go with the toolbar. If your screen's so small, when your phone reads the code, it will say, "Oh, it's smaller than 481, and bigger than the max width." So instead of displaying the toolbar like that, I'm going to stack them on top of each other. So that's what I need to get. And I had first used this, like I said, I had this over here, and I was just going to hide this on the mobile version, but then I decided to get rid of it altogether. Right.
Hey, I sent you pictures of the mobile site.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Thanks, Brett.
Okay, well, it's that no, I guess. So, and I had done that, like I had used the media screen query to hide the sidebar, but then I ended up just taking it out altogether. So I never actually ended up using this type of thing here.
Have you built SEO into your site yet?
No.
Used any meta tags or anything? Okay.
Oh, meta tags? Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. And that's what I did try at first, but like I said, I wasn't able to get it. And I have a version now that was coming. The biggest problem I'm having right now is this right here. For some reason, even like when you view on the mobile version, I can't get it to center right, and this was the biggest problem I had when I was using the meta tag, and I think to get it to mobile. So that's pretty much what made me scrap that idea. And like I said, I tried to do a mobile thing, and that was way too expensive. And then I followed some guides trying to get, but following all these guides, I always came to the same thing, and it was this, and I can't get it to center. But I think working on it this summer that I should be able to get it. I don't want to scrap the whole thing and make a new design, but I should be able to make a better, more mobile.
I think you need to put some of your Snapchat mowing videos on there.
I can start a new YouTube channel.
Oh my God.
Your own mowing YouTube channel?
Cream it.
I think it needs to be a part of
I've
it.
already thought of a couple episodes like.
Oh my God.
We do need, I really do want to talk to you about SEO for that, though.
Okay.
That'll be something we can work on.
If Seth makes the YouTube channel, can we have a marathon watching him?
I don't know. I don't know if I can handle
Or at
it.
least one every week this summer.
Okay, anybody got any questions?
FileZilla is fun. You can screw up your computer if you're not careful.
Woo!
I can go here and just whoops and delete that.
What?
You can delete your whole computer.
That's what everyone wants to do, right?
Pretty much how.
You might talk to him a little bit about cPanel, how you go in and work with that.
Alright, so when I first made my website, I made it on my computer locally. I actually made it in the school server first. And so I made it on here. I had a lot of troubles. Dreamweaver kind of has their own thing to upload it into cPanel, but I could never get it to work. So I ended up using FileZilla, which I already had on my computer for when I made my server last fall. So I was just like, all right, I'm done with Dreamweaver. I went to FileZilla. It worked great. I'll go ahead and connect to it. Maybe. All right, yep, so connect to it. So right here you see the same type of files as you see over here in the file manager here. So I can take these files out of here, say, and then move it to my desktop. I can take this file right here, this picture, drag it over. Drag it over into my desktop, and lo and behold, it has appeared over here on the desktop that I just took out of my server right here. And so what I did at first was, I edited everything in Adobe Dreamweaver, got how I wanted, and then I did the opposite. I took it from my computer and put it dragged it from the left side to the right side, and put it in my server. And then you go, oh well, I want to change one little thing on there. So I'm not going to go through the process of changing my computer and redragging it over. I'm just going to change it over right here in cPanel. So then you go to your HTML file and code edit. And then you can and you can edit the website. Here's the website now. And you can edit it right here live in cPanel and save changes. Whenever you click save, I mean, if I was to delete all of that and then save change, well, that would go straight live to my website there. It's more tedious. It doesn't have as nice of features as like Adobe Dreamweaver. Like Dreamweaver had a lot of predictions and stuff like that. There's just how many you can save order, and then it has predictions and stuff like that to help you with making it. Versus like cPanel doesn't have that.
Got any questions? Just so you understand, okay? So Seth has bought his own domain. He's bought server space. He builds the website on his computer. He has to use a program, which he used, FileZilla and those other things. It's called a, basically it's like a P2P kind of thing, but it's a file-to-P, which means it allows you to move entire files with all of their entities intact from one space to a server space. So like when he bought server space, they gave him access to server space within their server system that only he has access to. So he used the program to move his stuff to the server space. When he's using cPanel, basically he's using their editing software to edit his site on their server. So he's doing it virtually, right? Now he could fix it in Dreamweaver and then remove it, save it over again, but that's a whole new process again. So you're going to see a lot for a lot of businesses. Once they somebody builds a site for them and they set it up, it's the job of whoever's maintaining it, which might be you, to have to get into cPanel, do your edits, and then save and update. That's different than a CMS website, right? So like your Wix websites, those are CMS, not like this. They're CMS websites, so you're using everything of theirs to upload, to edit within your stuff, right? And the payoff, of course, is that you are getting their advertising. Now you can pay to get rid of that, but it's going to be more than what he's paying, and he has more control over his content. Does that make sense? But you got it's a different skill set. You should be able to understand the difference between those.
Don't use Wix. If you ever make a website CMS, use WordPress.
WordPress is beautiful, can be, but it's not user intuitive at all. Not at all. And there's two forms of Wix. There's a CMS Wix side, and then there's an upload it to your server, work from server, like that.
Use Wix because it's Flash-based, and WordPress is HTML.
Well, it's actually, they got HTML5 now in Wix. They do. It's just that you have to find the right template to do that. So you have to make sure you know you're looking for HTML5. So good deal. Okay, questions? No? All right. Good job. Brandon.
Me too, Brett. I love myself.
If you want a date, you guys do it outside of class tomorrow.
I'll go married to the crew.
It is a bromance.
Bro.
Right across the street, so.
Can I go give this to somebody over there so that I can get that scholarship ready?
Yes, you can. Okay, when you go in, just all the officers are on the left. You just go to find somebody, okay?
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My super duper awesome, amazing, super great solar oven.
Nice.
Okay, my description of the project. I made an oven that used the sun's energy to bake good stuff. My end result was basically what I wanted in the beginning, which was to be able to bake good stuff.
Food. It's all about the food.
Okay, mastering technologies used. I used 3 videos. They helped, but then I used Instructables. That I just went off that mainly because it was awesome, and it basically told me what to do. And then I added my own little stuff to it to make it better. So yeah, the website helped me a lot more than the videos did. And then the physical items I used were 2 boxes. One was bigger, like that, and one was smaller. It's on the inside. And styrofoam, tin foil, black spray paint, glass, liquid nails, caulking, utility knife, and lots of duct tape. I don't know how much duct tape I used. I used so much though.
Did you go through more than one roll?
Adding it together, probably yes. Okay, then all of these tools were pretty good for me, but cutting the styrofoam was hard because I did it with a utility knife. So I'd be cutting it and then flake up, and you couldn't cut a straight line with it, and it was So yeah,
Almost need an electric knife to do that.
but yeah.
That works the best.
Then here's, that's my project. But then I tested it the other day.
Mm.
Oh, well, you can't hear it. But anyways, I left it out for an hour, and it was like 70 degrees, and it was a pretty cloudy day. So I didn't get the best results. I only left it out for an hour, but it raised 30 degrees in an hour, so it's 100 degrees. But, it's not bad, but, it was cloudy, and with the styrofoam not being straight, it was hard to insulate the whole thing. So heat probably escaped through the corners and all, but whatever, I guess.
Doesn't matter.
Overview of my project. I learned that you cannot procrastinate getting your materials to build your project. I did that. It didn't work very good. Problem solving was very important, as I did not have all my materials until like the 3rd week, and that was not good either. If I could do my project again, I would get all my materials at the beginning instead of waiting to get them until I needed them. And yeah, my biggest successful moment in building this project was when I was building it. I was putting like the last layers of styrofoam up. I was reaching inside, and I was getting hot. I was starting to sweat. I was like, it works. It was pretty great. But I think that's the last slide. But then I have some pictures of the whole thing. Okay. So that's pretty bad.
Oh,
but-
gorgeous.
Thanks.
Nice focus.
Let's see. Where's the first one at? Here's the first one, I think. Okay. So that's when I cut the first sheets of styrofoam, and then my black box spray painted, because first I had to spray paint the little box because black generates heat. And then I put styrofoam up on the outside of the bigger box. And that's when I finished putting that all up. And then this picture is when I put tin foil on the inside of the small box so that the sunlight would reflect off of it and generate more heat. And then, let's see. Yeah, that's that. And then, yeah, after that, I put on the bottom layer of styrofoam because I hadn't done that yet. I put like 5 layers down, I think, or something. It was a lot. And that's the lid. I'd use liquid nails and caulking to get the glass to stay on. And then, yeah, that was before I bent the cardboard in. And then, yeah, that's my box, little one. And that's there's when I bent the cardboard in to make it overlap the box. I think no, it's not. But anyways, then that's without the lid on, that's what it looks like, because I put tin foil on the walls to make it reflect more heat, generate more heat. And then, yeah, that's my end result right there. So that's pretty much it, I think.
It's cool. You should just tip it over and show everybody a little bit.
Great.
I think you should try to make something with it, like
I'm gonna make some.
jerky or
Pizza.
something.
Yeah, pizza. Okay, so
If
this is what,
it's 100 degrees inside, it's gonna take you like 5 hours to
hey,
make
just
pizza.
that was an hour though. It was a cloudy day.
And then during this
Today,
time,
Today
Limitless.
it would be toasting up
Or
today.
lemonless.
Nice. So yeah,
That's cool.
Boil
Shiny.
water.
Shiny.
hey, that's right.
And it's a hot tub.
Really, really hot tub.
Yeah,
Cool.
really hot.
Seriously though, here's why. Okay, because this is your second solar energy project, and if you are interested in that, even as a field to look at, some kind of documentation of how you've used the stuff would be really good. And just so you know, guys, there's a lot of research going on, a lot of R&D when it comes to alternative fuels here in the state of Kansas. K-State is one of the biggest focuses of that. They've got an entire oh, it's an aspect of their engineering field where they're actually doing some of the most exploratory research with the use of algae as an alternative fuel source, lots of other things. And there is good money to be had scholarship-wise for that. Just so you also know, hard work does pay off. Nels Peterson contacted me. He just was accepted as a teaching assistant for next year to teach in their code lab. So he's going to be teaching code and code lab work. Most of the stuff that got him there was stuff that he had done when he was here. He had a leg up because he'd spent time with Scratch and other things that helped him a lot. So when you're doing your stuff, great. I love it when you're learning stuff, but don't be afraid to look ahead and think, okay, if I know how to do this and I like it, what could I use that to help myself in the future? Because that's what it's all about. And just so you'll know, yeah, grades are important, but when the people come to look at you when you're exiting and you're in college, because I think that's what we spend a lot of time telling you that. I'm not telling you they're unimportant. I'm telling you they're less important than having some kind of project background knowledge and actual experience in the area that you're working in. That's the big ticket right now. For Brandon, if he decides he likes our research and development in alternative fuels or alternative sources, there is money in that. There is money in that. So don't be afraid to explore that a little bit. Very good. Thank you very much. Let's see what time we got. 12:23. We have time for one more. We do. Very good. Well, think about it, guys. We live in Kansas. Solar power, wind power. Those are great things to do some exploratory work with.
Bye, Brandon.
Okay.
What about cloud power?
Well, I will tell you that like some of Cloud, is it Cloud County?
Yeah.
They actually have a wind, like those big, working on those wind turbines. They have a program where you can go learn how to do
I'd
that.
rather not.
Yeah,
That's kind of tall.
It's a bit high.
it is. I just like to watch the trucks that haul the blades and stuff.
It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
it's just wide load. No, it's actually pretty long.
It's huge, but there's good money in that too. Okay, we're ready for you, Dylan.
Alright, so I just did a Photoshop project because I never really do that stuff, so I just wanted to try it. I hate it.
Open honesty.
Alright,
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, hold back there, Dylan.
alright, so yeah, my main goal is just to get more different skills in there. And I just try to do something that would interest me, and like messing with like regular photos is just I don't like it. So yeah. The end result was really kind of what I wanted it to be. So, yeah, I used different tutorials, like kind of from it. So yeah. So I use Photoshop, CS6, Adobe. So yeah, I learned way more than I thought I knew about Photoshop. Like I mean, you just like made like different rings and using the channels, which I never used before, and using layer covers, which I never done. So, yeah, it was different. So yeah, it did take me a while to follow the tutorials because I was just like confused at some points, and that's just me. So yeah, what I learned about planning a big project is you need to find something you're gonna do instead of trying to search up one until you find one. Because I looked at a variety of different things. I just didn't find anything that interested me. So, the only thing I changed in my project form was adding tutorials on it as I went. So yeah, the first thing I made was this like some sort of energy ball thingy, and yeah, that's where the rings come into play, all that stuff in there. Yeah, then this one, using a layer cover, which is a lot easier than I thought. So then I got to this one was using fire and a different layer. So yeah, I actually use that wind right here. So fire came from a separate photo, which is right here. And the channels, which I never knew about, it was like you like command click that and you get all this and you just bring it over to this side and place it down and edit how you want it. So yeah, I had to do that for every individual letter and like use the layer covers and like cover it out with black so to take away the fire that you want. And then you can like intensify it, I guess, if you just kept copying and pasting, make it look more intense. And I repeat that, and also for the individual letters themselves. That's probably right here. Yeah, these I had to use them. Liquify, and I just suck at fire shapes, honestly, dude. It just took me forever to move these around and how I wanted it, so.
Perfect.
It took me forever to do that because I tried using fire before in the past. It just sucked. I hated it. So yeah. So first of all, learn to find something I want to do. Then I at the start couldn't decide what I wanted to do because I wanted to do something different, not something I really done before. So I wanted to Photoshop and problem solving. Is what I had to use. I had to find something to do because a single photo wouldn't be enough, and how I used it, it wouldn't have been enough. It would just been lazy to do one stuff with green and one really count. So yeah, if I could redo my project, I would try to find better things to do. And I don't like changing photos. I mainly like making my own like text and stuff. So that's what made it fun. And most successful moment is when I really finished the fire one. I'll let TV's finish. So,
Okay, I'm feeling the love there. Do you feel that?
When
I'm
you say
I'm
it
feeling the warm and
sucks.
fuzzy.
Feels like fire.
Open up. I just hate it. It
Fire.
sucks.
I feel like it sucks.
such a good shape.
Okay,
Hard as our
we're gonna
shit.
stop.